share quickly on some things, but so let me just say, I went somewhere to preach after church, and the protocol officer, who they gave the work of protocol officer, looked at me and said, "Pastor," I said, "What's the issue?" Protocol officer. It is the 85th minute and Liverpool has not scored. Protocol officer. So I told him that we'll win the match, you should wait. He said it's 90 minutes. I said we'll win. 95th minute, I checked. We had scored, so I went to look for him. And then I said, "You must be an Arsenal fan." He said, "Yes." So it's Arsenal people that are looking for me. All right then. Let's look at, all right. So I want to share on, if I get to everything, 7 attitudes that are very important, or principles, but the attitudes that are important to you in life. Many years ago, a friend went to America for a conference, and when he got back, he wrote a statement that he had, which was a very powerful statement. I've never forgotten, and this probably, I think it went in 1985. He said, "The attitude you have or you possess will determine the altitude you will get to in life." In other words, your attitude will determine your altitude in life. And therefore, the people that do best at anything have a very sound attitude towards things and attitude in life. And the first one I want to speak about, and this is very important, I mean, one could do a series on this, is that it is important that you have boundaries as a person. In other words, you have defined boundaries as an individual, which means that you say yes and you also can say no. And that no means no to people that you might like, no to people that you may be related to, because you do not see how what they are saying there is profitable, all right, or good for any person there. Now, what this means is you are polite, all right, you are courteous, which means you are not a nasty, judgmental, or critical person, but you have well-defined boundaries as a person. And when you have your boundaries, therefore, you don't do things because every other person is doing it. You allow the pressure of your conscience to weigh more than peer pressure. That is, other people are doing it. If it doesn't sit right with your own heart as a person, you are not going to get involved, all right, in it. All right, because you don't see that as a person. Now, you don't judge or criticize people for what they want to do, but you do what your own heart dictates to you as a person. Now, if you don't have boundaries, you are going to go through life drained. And I've come to say that many people don't attain to the place where God wants them to get to in life because they are drained by people that are in their lives. They have allowed wrong relationships, all right, to stick to their lives there. And that's because they don't have boundaries. The decisions that they should make that will cause those people to realize that it is an unprofitable venture to leech onto this person. They are not making those decisions because they want to be nice and they don't understand the difference between niceness and kindness. So there is kindness there and there is niceness. And a nice person there is just doing something. For example, this is what we call niceness. Now, let's assume a person is raising a child. And the child therefore gets up and says, I want this. And you know that this particular thing is detrimental to the particular child at this stage of their development. But because they are crying and throwing tantrums, and they go into a mood swing, and you want to remain, quote unquote, popular with the child, and you want the child to keep liking you, and you cannot hold out on that pressure, you therefore succumb. And so they now like you, and they may gravitate towards you more than somebody else who is doing what is correct and appropriate for that particular person. All right, that's niceness. Okay, it's not kindness. You are doing it not because of that person. You are doing it for your own selfish reasons. So you're not doing it in the interest of the person. You are doing it for your own self. And therefore, it's still a projection, all right, of selfishness there that it is upon that person. So it's important that you understand boundaries, which means that these are the boundaries, all right, within my life as a person. For example, I was listening to if you know football, Roy Keane, and one day I was discussing with Ian Wright. And Roy Keane used to be the captain of Manchester United when Manchester United really used to win. And, and Ian Wright. And he's a very tough fellow. I mean, he's a fighter. All right? He doesn't, he says it now, he will never greet an opponent in the tunnel. You follow what I'm saying? That's how fierce he was. And so they went to, I think, the last World Cup. They do programs together. They have a podcast together. So they're close. He and Ian Wright are pretty good. Ian Wright used to be a striker for Iceland. They're close. They have a podcast together. They do Sky Sports together. And so it came to, they were in the World Cup for days, and he said, let's come for lunch. Let's meet for lunch. And he said, Ian Wright was saying, can you imagine, I got there, he said, we'll meet at 1, and I got there 1:15. And he said, I called Roy, where are you? I'm downstairs. He said, you said it was 1 o'clock. I said, yeah, I said I was downstairs at 1 o'clock. I ate at 1 o'clock, and I'm back in my room. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I'm not coming downstairs. He said, but I'm down. He said, I am not coming downstairs. 1 o'clock is what? 1 o'clock. And then when they got to the studio later, he said, that's why we were winning and you were losing. Now, do you understand what I'm saying here? Which means that these are principled, all right, people. So you have to be a person there of boundaries. Now, and to do this, you have to get rid, first of all, of an entitlement mentality. Look, if you want to go far in life, nobody owes you anything. Did you hear what I said? Your brother's money is your brother's money. Your sister's money is your sister's money. Your father's money is your father's money. There is nowhere that he is bound to give you the money. He can go home to be with the Lord and give it to cats. Do you get what I'm saying? Are you following what I'm saying here? There's nothing like he has to give it, all right, to me. So don't go into life with any sense there of entitlement, which means I'm entitled, because we are classmates. If he has money, you have to help me. My uncle that is working in this place must get me a job. Are you following what I'm saying here? This person that is over here must do, all right, this particular thing for me. Or even if I helped somebody in the past, then they owe me, all right, that they must help me wherever I am in life. Jesus, the Bible tells us in Luke 12, 13, and 14, one man came to meet Jesus and said, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me. And Jesus said, who made me a judge, all right, and a divider over you? In other words, that's not what I came to do, to convince your brother to divide the inheritance. That is, what I came to do is to teach you. And he went on to show them, to cultivate your own ground. Cultivate it to the point where, you bring forth. A man came to me today and came to me about ministry, and it's like a protege, and said, they're having their anniversary, 1 year ministry, and then he told me, they want to take this place. It will cost 2 point something. I mean, I guess he wanted to ask for money. So I told him, I said, look, this is not how ministry is done. Where do you have your most strategic meetings? You have them where you're a prayer ministry. You go to the mountaintop to pray. Go and do your anniversary there. It's free of charge. Do you understand what I'm saying? Go to the mountaintop. Carry people there. This one you want to do. There is nowhere in this world, in the Bible, where God wanted to help people and he brought something from out. That's when he went to meet them and wanted to multiply, wanted to feed the multitude. He said, what do you have? When he went to meet Moses, he said, what do you have in your hands? When Elijah went to meet the woman, he says, what do you have in your house? The question is always, what do you have inside your hands there? It is never about begging somebody for something on the outside and running around. The issue is, what do you have? When they wanted to give wine to the people in the marriage feast, is what do you have? They had empty pots. They had water. Jesus said, pour the water into empty pots and draw it out. What you are aspiring to, what you have, draw it out of what you have here. Or many people carry it on their heads and don't know this. And then they go around and, they start and they have an entitlement, mentality in life, which means I'm entitled. Are you following what I'm saying here? All right? Don't ever think that somebody else's breakthrough is your own breakthrough. Do you get what I'm saying? You ask God to teach you on your own self about breakthrough. Now, moving forward, that I have to show this in Galatians chapter 6. So nobody owes you anything there. All right? Get rid of entitlement mentality and don't extend yourself to do for someone what they should be doing for themselves. Did you hear what I said here? You don't do for somebody else what that person should be doing for themselves. In Galatians chapter 6 and verse 2, it says this, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. That's why if you don't understand scripture, you can get into bondage. God says, bear one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. But then it goes in verse 5 of the same chapter 6. It says, let every man bear his own what? Burden. Haven't you seen it there? Now, if you don't understand the Bible, you're just bearing burdens you are not supposed to bear. Those words are two different Greek words. One means load. One means excess baggage. So the picture is this. If somebody comes and you are living in a block of flats, and somebody comes and they bring a lot of luggage and they want to carry it upstairs because they traveled and they just got back, and they're carrying the luggage, you will go and help them to do what? To lift the excess luggage. You understand this? Which means what he's talking about is when people, and our experience, have excess luggage, help them to carry it. But if somebody is sitting inside their house and there's just a small bag in front of them, and they say, please, can you help me come and carry? You say, don't you have hands to carry? Do you get what I'm saying here? If you go and start helping that person carry that bag, you are spoiling the person. Well, if there's a child that sits down and calls them in the house, they have an house help, and calls the house help, hey, come, Tatuta, come, and come. Please help me go and carry this book here and bring it. You look and say, you don't have hands. Will you get up and go and carry? You understand what I'm saying here? Now, that is let every man bear their own what? Burden. So there are loads that people must carry themselves. If you help them to carry it, you are ruining their lives. Are you following what I'm saying here? The excessive burdens means something happens, and this is just once in a while. In other words, a man was going from Jericho to Jerusalem, Jericho here, and he fell among thieves. It's not something that, is part of his plan. You get what I'm saying here? Are you following what I'm saying? So he fell among thieves and was wounded. And then you see that person, and you know that this is an excess. It's a one-off thing that you want to help a person out of it. A person is driving, they are bearing their own load, they saved up money, they bought a car, they put it in Uber, and the person's dignity of labor is driving around, feeding their family, and somebody crashed into that car there, and the car got towed, and the person doesn't have the money at that particular point to put the car back on the road so that they can carry their own load, you can help that person to put that thing there. Do you get what I'm saying here? It's different from, which means the person has taken responsibility to work, to feed their family, not that they've transferred that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you go and meet a woman or meet a man and say, please, can you marry me? You should know what that entails. Do you get what I'm saying here? You can't come and meet us now and say, I'm doing a wedding. I need to serve everybody drinks. Let me tell you this. Whether you are poor or you are rich, a wealthy person uses no matter the amount of money they have to buy assets, not lifestyle. Do you get what I'm saying here? An asset means tomorrow I will be able to, this thing will have value. I mean, COVID taught us many things. But we have unlearned what COVID taught us. COVID taught us excesses. That many of the things we do are not necessary. Because people were getting married in their homes during COVID. And they are married now. A staff of mine is happily married. She married in her sitting room. The pastor, Pastor Shola, was on the screen. Both of them sat. We were on Zoom, sending our love and prayers. They are happily married. Nobody spent money. Are you following what I'm saying here? There was even the father had to do social distancing. Nobody spent. They are happy. Do you get what I'm saying? You'll go and say, no, we must go and look at Instagram. Listen, you carry your own load. Do you get what I'm saying here? And what many people are doing is you are financing the excess baggage in people's lives. And it comes from that entitlement, where they carry the excess baggage and they give it to you. And then you carry it, and then you start as a sense of, because of guilt that's on the inside, the guilt trip you. So loads are recurrent things in my life that I should take responsibility for. While a burden is something that happens as a one-off thing that is so heavy for that person to bear alone at that particular point in time. So we are to lift our own loads and then help other people to bear their own burdens. Many people that really you should have helped in life, you don't have the opportunity to help them because you are helping people carry some irresponsible people carry their loads. So you don't have the wherewithal at the point where you should help somebody because you are financing the loads of somebody else. Are you following what I'm saying? And your hands are already tied, carrying the loads of other people when you should be available to take the burdens of people. I know church is the easiest place to transfer burden when you preach love that is not the real love. Are you following what I'm saying? But we are brethren in church. You understand this? We are brothers and we are sisters. There must be bound. You understand that? That's why I've said it over. I can't borrow anybody money. Because you have to explain to me how I will collect my money. Saying that I'm in a position of disadvantage in collection. So you cannot manipulate me to borrow. The money I cannot give, I don't borrow. Because if I borrow you money, if it's 250,000, and I come and ask you, they will say, Pastor, 250,000. Are you following what I'm saying here? I mean, how can he be asking you for 250,000? Are you following what I'm saying here? If it's 5 million, if I call in the morning, they'll say it's in the morning. If I call in the afternoon, they'll say it's where I'm at work. It's disturbing me work. Are you following what I'm saying? There's no time I can come. I can't come and visit you. They will say that, did he come and pray with you? No. So his money is now coming to collect. How do I get out of it? I can't get out. You understand what I'm saying here? So as an individual, I must take responsibility for my life under God. I carry my loads and then I help other people, all right, with their own burdens. So the Good Samaritan helped the person lift their burden. Okay, he fell among thieves. It wasn't a reoccurring thing, but a one-off moment. And then that set him on a desperate path. I want to look at people who are responsible. That's kind of want to help. Responsible people, okay, who I think it was Ronald Reagan. He said something. That's the concept of charity. He said, also that whose parents were liberals and they believed that they should share everything. So he now said that, okay, told the child, if there was a man who is in need, or the man who wanted to buy something, and, I asked you to come and work for me, and I gave you some work to do, and you did the work for me, and then I paid you. Then I asked you after you did that work, with the money I paid you, go and give that particular person the money, because they say that they young girl said, no, why should you do that? I would tell that person to come and do the work so that they can earn the money. He said, now you understand. Are you following what I'm saying here? Paul said, he that will not work, let him not do what? Eat. You cannot. And that he that, please understand what we are saying. Because it's a very humbling thing. Understand it all. What they used to do back then, that he that will not work, let him not eat, was that they had hospitality. Okay? And I'm going to teach this in workers' meeting. There is service, there is hospitality. Service is, you want water, I give you water. That's service. Hospitality is, as I gave you the water, I made you feel good by smiling, and you get what I'm saying here. So I can serve you in an angry way. That when I finish giving you the water, you want to say, in fact, take your water. All right? Okay? You can look at it and tell yourself there that, look, you just look at it and say that I don't, I even do not even want, all right, what you want to give to me. So we have to understand, okay, this concept here, the concept here of a person taking responsibility for their lives and doing the right thing. So people attach themselves to those who drain them emotionally, spiritually, and otherwise. And because people don't just get it. So they are drained by people. Emotionally, they are drained by people. All right, spiritual people who don't want to change, but just simply want to leech onto somebody. They have when I'm feeling down, they'll just leech onto somebody. I'm telling you, this is why many people feel in life. They are being drained by people they have in their lives, and they don't have boundaries. And so they feel used at the end of the day, just tired for no reason whatsoever. Okay? So you have to understand this up. And you'll be respected if you, look, this is it, left is left, right is right. That's it. All right? And you stand on that principle as a person. So they don't create boundaries where they say because they want to be, it won't be helpful. All right, I've explained that about niceness. Okay? Then the second one is that all relationships in life, we've taught this in singles here. So it is just a touch and a reminder also of singles. But it's a law in life, whether and this is very important, because iron sharpeneth iron. So is the countenance of a person sharpened by their friends. I say again, you must be courteous and polite. But you must keep company according to your vision, not according to your emotions. Are you following what I'm saying here? You must be in relationship with people that are going to where you are going to. Do you get what I'm saying here? Not that we were classmates. Are you following what I'm saying here? Because I'm telling you, church is the place where people, that's why some people say that some people stop coming to church. They'll tell you that in America, men don't go to church again because they just expose the men to disease. social disease. Because they get into an environment where people just emotionally abuse them. When I say emotionally, they get involved. There's nothing. And I just say, what is this? I'm involved in something and I get myself drained. Abraham, the Bible says that he dwelt, all right? He dwelt in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob. And these were heirs with him together of the same promise. In other words, they were going to the same place. All right? So it is important that the law of relationship is compatibility, which means the more you are like a person, and when we talk about being like a person, you share, your vision is the same, and your values are the same. That your vision is the same, and your values there are the same. All right? It will be easier for both of you, and you will see a multiplying effect. Look, there is something, I don't know the word to use, but there is something extremely deep about relationships. Look, put up is Psalm 144, verse 6. All right, okay, verse 7. All right, now look at what he says here to show you how, how it can be that you can just be relating with wrong people. It's just like Jonah. Jonah is in your boat. You get what I'm saying? Jonah is in the boat, and nobody's making progress. Look at what he says here. Send down thy hand. You need to pray this prayer. And read me and deliver me out of what? Great waters. What are the great waters? From the hand of strange children. Look at what it says. Next verse. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of what? Falsehood. All right? That's a give hand of fellowship. Verse 9. Look at it. I will sing a new song. Verse 10. Okay, it is he that giveth salvation, all right, to the kings who delivered David, the servant, from the hurtful sword. Verse 11. Read me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of what? Falsehood. Now, verse 12. It says, that our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, our daughters as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace. Look at verse 13. That our garners may be full, affording all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets. Look at the next verse. There will be no complaining. That our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in or going out, and there is no complaining in our what? Streets. Right hand. Wrong people in your life. Can you see that the person is finished if you have... Are you following? Somebody said, it was a billionaire. He said, what's the best advice you have ever received in your life? He said, the best advice I've ever received is, so a mentor of his told him, anytime you spot that you are totally uncomfortable with a child of yours who is in a relationship with somebody, says, separate your child from that person. He said, all children that have been destroyed is because of some relationship that came into their life. Anybody taking drugs, somebody led them into it. Nobody woke up and just said, by taking drugs. Are you following what I'm saying here? They entered into, and the parents may have seen that person come into the life, and they are uncomfortable about it. And the parent kept quiet because they didn't want to displease the child. He said, separate it. There is no lady that is into prostitution that just went, I'm going to be... Are you following what I'm saying here? Somebody came into a circle that showed her that life. Which meant that there was a need to be met, and said, this need, we can meet it this way. So people come into people's lives. And association, there are people that also trigger and go up is because somebody entered their life. That's why it's the law of compatibility. I was going to 7. My time is, so it's 2 end. So don't get drawn into externals. We have said this. Are you following what I'm saying here? So this is how the person looks. This is how the person is. I'm not saying that. Listen, I'm not saying you should go and meet someone that doesn't stimulate you by visuals. So, are you following what I'm saying here? But if it's just visuals, everybody in the Bible that went with what they saw, they entered one chance. So don't get drawn into that. Values and vision should determine who you relate with. Vision means where we are going to. Value means, all right, that's why you can quickly look at it in Genesis. This is the law of relationship. Genesis 24, verse 1 to verse 8. Genesis 24, values and vision. Abraham was old, well stricken in years. The Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. All right. Abraham said unto his eldest servant, which means, and I know most of you are younger, but no matter how successful you are, a wrong marriage of one child can make you feel like all your monetary success is a failure. Do you get what I'm saying? He was blessed with all things, but Abraham said, this matter of wife for my son is a crucial matter. Do you get what I'm saying? Look at what he put here. Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand on my thigh. Never told him for any other thing but this. Look, verse 8, and I will make thee swear by the Lord God of heaven and the God of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my sons of the daughters of Canaanites among whom I dwell. Now, this is where he was because God called him from his father's house to the land where he will show him. So he was going. But he said, you see this place? He said, the values of these people are different from my own value. So look at what he said next. He said, but thou shalt go to my country, which means go there because this is where the values, we have similar values. And my kindred, take a wife to my son Isaac. Now, see what Isaac now said. See what servant said about the vision. And servant said, peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me into this land. Must I need bring thy son again to the land? Which means there is value, but there is what? Vision. Do you see what we're saying here? Look at what he said. Next verse. Should I bring her? Abraham said, beware that thou shalt not bring my son thither again. In other words, the person must have a vision to where they're going, but they must have same values, all right, from the past. Look at next verse. And then the Lord God of heaven took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, which spake to me and said, unto this shall I give son, thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. Okay, he shall send an angel. And if the woman be not willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only don't bring my son again. And we have therefore said that this kindred spirit, therefore you have to marry somebody, or marry or be at least even relate with somebody that there is what? Kindred what? Spirit. You know, I went to preach it somewhere. They told me to come and preach on singles and youth. And married people came there. They said they are youth. I said, when they were telling me, they say it's singles. But you added youth. Whatever you hear. So after I finished preaching compatibility, everyone says, what if you have married someone that is not compatible? I said, it's your cross you will carry for the rest. When you came to meeting, where we are saying. So, number one, I'll close with this. Number one, spiritual compatibility, this kindred. Two cannot work together except they be agreed. Spiritual compatibility doesn't mean that we are both born again. You can be both born again and you are not spiritually compatible. What it means is that you have the same worldview from scriptures. In other words, you see things the same way from the word of God. You will therefore approach things the same way. You will practice prayer the same way. You have the same attitude towards giving. Are you following what I'm saying here? Because it can cause fights. Okay? Someone called from me and said their children want to separate on what's giving. The guy says, this is the covenant I have with God. And I've been doing it from Nigeria. The woman said, but wait, things are difficult here. Which covenant are you keeping? He said, listen, this is the covenant. Are you following what I'm saying here? So you both must agree. There must be agreement. Somebody cannot believe that why is our business not working? One says, look, let's go and study on this and get knowledge. Another believes that, look, I'm telling you that there's something in my father's house. You get what I'm saying here? They will be arguing forever. All right? Once they don't see things the same way, one will see demons where another one sees it. It will become an argument. All right? So there has to be spiritual compatibility, which means you have to check the background, spiritual background. Who are the teachers that you had in your life when you were growing up? Which kind of church did you go to? If the person is telling you this church and that church and then this church and then that church and then this church and this church and then finally they just came to the church where you are and they've only been there for 6 weeks, be sure that it's what they practice in those churches you are going to meet at home. Do you get what we're saying here? Do you understand what I'm saying? I have seen somebody married. They came to this church. The man went back to his church. And the wife said, what are you talking about? He said, didn't I tell you that I dreamt and I saw Pastor Poju in the dream and I came here? I've also dreamt now. Are you following what I'm saying here? So he said, the man, why is kidding? And he, so you are still saying Rema, the quicking word. Don't tell that. Oh boy, it is dream we use to do what we do. Are you following what I'm saying here? Okay. Family values. All right. I've said this. Look, compatibility means like should marry like. Do you get what we're saying here? Nobody is dissing on your values. We're just saying find somebody with the same values. Don't say that the person with a different value system and different has money, has a good job. So you want to go and take money and take the good job. You will see that you'll be stretching to the fruit. That thing, you will not get it. Because what surrounds that thing will be dreams and visions. You will get there and find out that half of the money is being given to a prophet somewhere who is... Are you following what I'm saying here? And the prophet says, number one, don't buy this for your wife again. That's it. What you entered, you have found. You understand what I'm saying here? So I said, family values. In other words, what is the rule? If someone feels that, look, it's 100%, a man must provide 100% for me, which means once I marry, it's like I've retired. Are you following what I'm saying here? You are my life support now. No, there are some men that are like that don't want their wives to work. So if you meet that kind of man, you will say you are not to work. You that have had a dream. I'm going to become a senior advocate. I'm going to be much better. That is the end. Though. You can go for family meeting. At the last of family meeting, they'll tell you to calm down. Listen to me. When you get to family, they say, well, calm down. This is what happens in marriage. You'll be looking at your dream like this. It has gone. You understand what I'm saying? No. There is a saying. You may be arguing. We don't know your religion until you are married. Because it's the religion of the man you marry, you take. Do you understand what we're saying? Because there are some people that will insist. Some may be liberal, but some will insist. And even the liberal one, you are lost when you get home from church and you can't discuss what you learned. So even though they allowed you, they're still lost. So I've said this. Nobody is wrong. You just have to find what works. You follow what I'm saying? So there are people that believe that. There are some people that believe they have their right. Some people believe it's 50-50. Some people believe it's 100-0. Some people believe if you're in trouble, I will help you small. Some people believe, so you must find the one. Are you following what I'm saying? Lest you hear, also you walk somewhere and you have made your own calculation. And you went to go and rent house thinking that it will be 50-50. And the lady says, it's not like that. And then you say, but my mother used to. I remember my mother. All right. Then intellectual compatibility. Listen. If people are not intellectually compatible, they should go their separate ways. Are you following what I'm saying? If somebody's saying something out of their intelligence and the other person is saying, say it again now. Listen, they should part ways on the spot. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't come and say, look, what we're trying to do is to Now, let me just say this here. Let us just say the man went out with their friends. And all the friends, wives, they are all, let's even say your own husband is like that. And all the wives, everybody, sharp husband. You know, your prayer will be, this man shouldn't talk. Don't talk. Oh, don't talk. Don't talk. Oh, don't talk. So they now ask him, so what do you think about the projections? The wife will have to intervene. And everybody will get it. The Kai. Problem one be this. There's problem in this house. Are you following saying here? Anytime they ask him, you interject and say, listen to me. You get what I'm saying here? So maybe all the guy can talk about his gym, muscle building. And you know people like that. You see the wife discussing strategy, the man is just walking with. I saw it somewhere one time. It was just showing his muscles. And you could see the wife was. I saw it. I saw it. It's not people I know, but with my two eyes, I saw it. And I realized that even that trip they were on, business class, is that woman that bought the ticket. That this one I'm looking at ran at him. Because he was just there with muscle, drinking, you know, it can even be so irritating. You know, you get to the lounge again, you don't have that kind of water. Are you following what I'm saying? Don't be too desperate and you go and say yes. Are you following what I'm saying? Don't let pressure go and make you say yes. Are you following what I'm saying? Because all you are doing is just to go and carry load. That's, you are walking by yourself, then you carry load like this and just put on your head. And you'll be walking with load. Are you following what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in the past, they used to train men at home to be men. At least they had pride. Now, there are many guys without the pride of being. Do you get what I'm saying? They are okay for you to carry the load. But on top of you carrying that load, publicly, you must say that they are the ones carrying the load. And those kind of men are always physically violent. Because they don't have any. Are you following what I'm saying here? Anything inside. So they will overreact to matters that are simple matters. And unfortunately for you, any suggestion you make is a dangerous suggestion. Because if you say, well, I think the children should go to this school, is it because? Do you understand what I'm saying? Is it because you are the one? Is it because? As I've told you, don't carry the load of any man. If anybody comes to meet you and says, I'm an entrepreneur, listen to me. Your own steady income is not to finance his business. If he comes and says, I need money, you will tell the person, I know a banker, a friend. I can introduce you to. Do you have collateral? He says, but you bought. No. Are you following what I'm saying? It has this one, you borrow money. And it's not attached to me in any way. They come and carry you. They will carry. Are you following what I'm saying? If you are not like that, you do it wrong. Go. Are you following what I'm saying here? You understand this? God bless you.